Back to the San Francisco Unified School District Web Properties School Training. This is segment 5, Edit School Information. I'm going to walk through a high-level view of what we're doing today, and then we'll show you how it works with the actual website. First, when you log into the website using your school manager account and navigate to your school page, you'll notice something different. There are edit tabs that allow you to edit the content of that school page. Now, we pulled over the information from the existing San Francisco Unified School District public website for all of the schools, and that's what you'll see here, and we'll learn to edit today. This is the school information component. The view you see on the left-hand side is what the Drupal admin screen. And I just want to point out that we've tried to organize the data in roughly the same way it lays out on the page to help make editing it easier. We'll take a look at how to edit the information in the sidebar, the overview, the programs, contact information, and map. Finally, we'll learn how to save your changes. Let's take a look at it in the browser now. Now I'm logged into the website as a school content manager. I've navigated to my school page just by using the global search by typing in the school name and clicking over to my school page. Now you can see that the school content managers at Gordon J. Lau Elementary School have been busy, and they've added a few components that we'll cover later. But for this segment, we're really focused on the school information component. I'll show you how to do the edit information in the sidebar, the overview, programs, school data, and contact information. Now, when you're logged in as a school content manager, you'll see these extra tabs that allow you to edit the content. You can click on the Edit button, and this will take you to the Drupal admin screen. You can always go back to the public view of the school page by clicking View. Now, sometimes I find it easy to open a new browser tab and just copy that URL into the new tab so that I can work with two tabs, one for the admin and one for the front end of the website. So next, let's take a look at how to edit the information that appears in this sidebar. So school type, estimated enrollment, the principal name, the hours, etc. I'm going to flip back over to the Drupal admin, and I'll click the sidebar tab. Now here I can add or edit different school types. I can change or add different grade levels. Maybe I'll swap TK-5 with K through 8. And I can customize the hours. Now I know this is a complicated hours module, but it allows you to set custom times per day of the week. So for example, with Gordon J. Lau Elementary, one day per week ends a little earlier, so you can set it for 2:15 in this case. You can also set things like school uniform required and give it a description. If there's feeds into the school, the neighborhood setting, school meals. Let's say, along with the grade level change that I made, I also want to change up the neighborhood. When I'm ready to save my changes, I have a choice. Right now, the school page is published so that the public can view it. But let's say I'm not sure about the changes that I want to make, so I can always use this draft feature. I can use need revisions as well if you want to alert somebody about that they have to check my revisions, or I could just save it to draft. Right now they mean about the same thing. When I'm ready to save it, I'm going to click this blue button that says Save this translation. Don't worry about this translation yet. We'll go over that in a later segment. I can also preview the work I've done. So that means I'm going to preview it, but not save it quite yet. If I click the preview button, I can preview my changes without actually saving them. So you can see the grade level K8 has now replaced the previous one. And you can also see that the neighborhood has changed. I know this is a preview and not what's available for the public to see because I see this pink background that comes between the different components of the website. If I want to go back and edit some more, I'll just click back to content editing in the upper left-hand corner. Next, we're going to show you how to edit the Overview tab. And the Overview tab is just the default tab, which gives you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your school. Back here in the admin, I control that information by clicking on the Overview tab here. And you can see what we call a WYSIWYG text editor here. That stands for what you see is what you get. But really it behaves just like a simple word processor. I have the options to bold text or emphasize text. I can make text bigger. I can add images, but I would do this cautiously. And I can use this little button to make sure that my content is accessible. I can just click that and it'll do a test to make sure there's nothing strange there that screen readers would have trouble navigating. Now, in the case where you might see some strange formatting here, you can also click this source button and you can see the rendered HTML of that piece of text. If you see strange characters such as empty image tags or span tags, you might want to delete those and keep the text as simple as possible. You'll have the most success that way. Let's take a look at programs next. I'll click on the Programs tab in the admin, and this corresponds to the Programs tab on the front end of the website. And programs really are just simply the title of the program and a description of the program. But you can see that in some cases there's just a simple paragraph list or a simple paragraph. In other cases you can see bulleted lists. So in this case, there's a language program, and then there's a description field. This is where I would add that paragraph text. These checkboxes here are filters that are used in that school search. So, for example, there's a school search filter that allows people to search for schools that have before school programs. There's also one that allows people to filter for schools that have after-school programs. So you'll want to select those so that your school will appear in the search. You can see we're using things called taxonomies in this content management system, which allows you to select the text instead of entering it freehand. This allows the data to be more clean, more uniform, and more searchable. We're going to look at school data next. So I'll open up the tab in the admin, and this one looks a little different. Let's take a look at the front end of the website so we can see how that looks. What we're seeing here is titles and descriptions of data that's available about the school in PDF format. If I click on the title, it takes me to a PDF. Now the way we edit those PDFs that we want to display there is on the school data tab. You can see here are the 4 PDFs that are listed for this school. And if I want to choose another one, I'm going to click Select Entities. And this will show me a list of all of the media that's contained in the CMS. This can be a little confusing because PDFs are treated similar to the way a photo would be. So what I'm going to do is select this provider dropdown, and I'm going to select File and hit Apply. And this will filter the media in the content management system by file type, so PDFs are files. When I find the one I want, I can just click it and I'll see that it's selected by the green arrow. If I want to further filter this, I can also type in the name of the file I'm looking for. After I've selected the PDF I want to add, I'm going to make sure to click the Select Entities button. It's going to take a minute, and once it adds it, I'll see it listed here. Now I'd like to see what that looks like in the web browser, so I'm just going to click the Preview button. As before, it takes me to a preview of the changes I've made. If I click on the School Data tab, I can see the new PDF added. Now I'm going to return back to Content Editing to edit the next tab. Next, we'll edit the school contact information. I can change what displays as the address, the city, the phone number. Usually you won't have to change this information. I can also add an external website link to my school. The contact information appears as you would expect in the Contact Information tab. Now, when you start working with your schools, you should also see a map view where your school is located and information to get directions to how to navigate to that school. Let's switch over to the admin to see where I edit that. To edit the map, click on the Map tab, and you can see all of the fields that display on that map module. The map title, map grades, map address. The most important part of making sure that pin is placed in the right spot are the latitude and longitude coordinates. Now these should be pre-populated for you. If you have to edit it for any reason, just make sure they're in the right, you're getting the right coordinates for the right one. If you need to change the coordinates for any reason, you can just open up Google Maps, search for the school you want, and then in the URL, you'll see the latitude and longitude coordinates that you can copy into the admin. But again, you shouldn't have to change that. All right. This map is looking good. The pin is where I want it to go. And we have finished editing our school data. So that's the end of this segment. Have a great day.